Going, everybody? Hope everybody's well. I just wanted to make a video today talking about how to do what I do. So you're thinking about driving for a limousine company. The first step I'd take, if I was you, is to get your license in order. If you don't already have a passenger endorsement attached to your driver's license, I'd say that's the first step. Go down to your local Department of Motor Vehicles or whatever they call it, and look into getting that. It's just a simple test. Give them a little bit of money, and they give you that endorsement on your license. I would say your best shot at getting the most work out of a limousine company, especially if you can find a local company that's a big one like the one I work for. If you come in the door with your Class B, with your endorsements already there, then you can drive any vehicle they pretty much have, because you'll have your air brake endorsement if they have any vehicles with air brakes on them. You obviously have your passenger endorsement, and with your Class B, you're not limited on vehicle weight that you can drive, because that Class B just takes that away, whereas just if you had a passenger endorsement on a standard license, you're restricted on how heavy a vehicle you can drive. I'm not sure what it is in this state, and I definitely wouldn't venture to know in a state where you're at. You'd have to look it up. I can tell you in this state, if you don't have a passenger endorsement, I believe you cannot drive a vehicle with more than 14 capacity for 14 or something like that. But anyway, look it up. But that way, when you find a company that you're interested in, you'll have your license in hand. And one more side note about the license: the cheapest, easiest way to get a Class B license is to find a local school district that's hiring. My suggestion would be to catch them early in the year, if you want to, early in the school year, like October or something like that. That way it gives you plenty of time to get your license, to actually get some experience driving buses around and all that, because you don't want to go towards the end of the year when you just get the license and you have a little experience. Then when you're applying and they want to know how long you've been with the school district, and you only say a few months, it may not carry the same weight as if you started back in September, got your license, and you drove for them several months. And I think that says something. With it, you go to apply for a limo company, they know that if you're able to operate a school bus around and not kill people or things, then more than likely you're going to take good care of their equipment, and you'll be a valuable asset to them. You want to find a local company that has a variety of vehicles. That way you'll have plenty of work. You want to make sure, most places have town cars and limousines. It just depends on how many limousines they have. But I would say if you can find some place with town cars, some SUVs, some passenger van stuff like the Mercedes Sprinter or the Ford Transits, that's a good sign. And in addition to that, limousines and shuttle buses of varying sizes. Then you've got it made, because that company is going to have a lot of work in different areas, so that when, like with my company, when the shuttle bus work slows down a week or a day or what have you, they can plug me into a town car, SUV, or Sprinter, and I still have work that day. I don't earn the same, but you're earning something, and earning something is better than earning nothing. So that'd be my best advice: finding a company. Once you find a company and you're interested and you're interviewing with them, answer all their interview questions. But keep in mind, that interview, you have the opportunity to ask questions too of them, and I would ask them some questions and feel them out and see if it's going to be a good fit for you. Important things to know, it just depends on what's important to you. But days off, find out what their expectations are. I know where I work at, they expect us to be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not to say that that I work that all the time. I work a lot, but you have to be available. So it's important to know a company, what they expect out of you for availability. And, if days off are important to you, then you want to discuss with them, days off and vacations and all that good stuff. Now, the company I work for is a family-owned company, so they don't have benefits. I don't have health insurance or anything like that. But if you get in with a bigger company, they may have those kind of offerings or paid vacation, stuff like that. It's just not the case with me. The company I work for, we don't have paid vacation or nothing like that. But bigger ones, I imagine you would. But you want to definitely ask them about how old their equipment is. You want to know. And the company where I work, we don't have anything older than 2014 that we're operating right now. So the equipment's all new, and breakdowns are very, very rare. And that's important, because if you have a road breakdown out there with people, it's costing you time and money. Because I know with what I do, if we have any type of road breakdown like that, I don't get paid any extra. I'm not, and we'll discuss pay a little further on in this video. So it costs me extra being broke down on the side of the road there. So you definitely don't want that inconvenience for yourself or for the people that you're tending to. And if you think about it, car rental companies, they only rent new cars. Well, they rent new cars because they don't break down, but also because people like new cars. So you want to find a company with newer equipment. That way when the people come and look at the different pieces that they're thinking about renting, they look good, they're in good shape, they're going to use you over a company that has older equipment that looks older. So that'd be important to ask them. And maybe just start part-time with people. If you get a good feel for them and you think it's going to be a good fit, start work a little part-time for them. And talk to the people that are working there full-time, or they've been there for a while, and see how they like it. And that brings up another important question you could ask during the interview. How many full-time people do you have? How long has the longest person that you have work for you? Because people generally don't stay long with a company that's not very good. They're going to move on to something else. So that'll tell you a lot. But, just use your gut feeling there and make the decision. Lastly, pay. Limousine companies, some of them will pay you by the hour, and I know we have some outfits out here in Washington that pay for the shuttle work like $15, $16 an hour. And for the motor coaches, if the company has motor coaches, I know that they're paying somewhere, like maybe $18 an hour. It just depends on the company, and it depends what part of the United States you're in. A buddy of mine in Colorado, I looked up some stuff for him about driving because he was interested. He has his Class B. I found several places that were paying $18 an hour for shuttle work, which is good. That's real good. And then the other way that they pay you, and now this is the way I get paid. I'm paid on a percentage. So the way that with shuttle buses, the way that I'm paid is I hit 10% of the initial whatever the cost is to rent whatever I'm driving. So that first line item, I get 10% of that. Because underneath that, they add their fuel surcharge and other stuff, but I don't get a 10% of that. I only get 10% of the whatever it is per hour times hours. That's what I get for shuttle work. And then the company I work for includes a tip automatically. It's 20% gratuity that they include. So it works out pretty good with the shuttle buses. I find that people, when they're left on their own demise for tipping, especially when I first started and I was doing town car work with these guys, people don't tip 20%. They'll throw you a $5 bill or a couple dollars and think that that's good enough. I don't think they understand that that's part of your wage. It's not like I receive a full wage and my tip is actually a tip, because it's not that way. My tip is actually my wages. That makes up the bulk of what I take home and pay my bills and support myself with. It's not an extra on top of situation. But sometimes you'll get groups with these shuttle buses for out near where I'm at, we do port stuff for cruise ships and all that. And people do tip on top of that. They're already in the tipping mode and with cruise ships, and they'll tip you both coming and going, which is nice. So you can get it both ways. Now, with the company I work with, when you drive the town cars and the Sprinters and the SUVs, it's a percentage too. And again, that works out to that first line item I talked about. We get 20% of that because obviously the rates are, that line item is going to be a lot lower because people don't take town cars for long areas. They just take them for short airport to home or home to airport kind of situation. So we get 20% of that for a commission, and then we get 20% tip that's all automatically included too. And there again, I think that we do better, the company I work, when they include the tip on there, because people just aren't going to tip you that much, I don't believe. And it works out pretty good. Just to give you an example, from Seattle out to SeaTac, and you could even look at that on a map if you want, because I can't quote the miles it is. That's a short run for us, and that short run out to the airport from the downtown to the airport pays me $28. That's including the commission and the tip. It's 14 away. So that'll give you an idea there. Now, these shuttle buses, like the shuttle bus I'm sitting in now, it's one of our bigger ones. This one holds like 35 people. Most of this is corporate work. Very, very occasionally you get a wedding party that'll take these out. And so I don't know what the wedding parties, I can't quote that, but I can tell you that I've been with this company enough years that this particular bus today, because it's a corporate job, I'm going to expect to be paid, this is all before taxes of course, about $27 to $30 an hour for what I get today. Now, that sounds really good. It's like, damn, that's some serious wages. It is. But keep in mind that there's a lot of days where I only work, and you see some of my videos that I put up earlier that I have a break in the day. So I'll do a few hours in the morning, I'll do maybe 3 or 4 hours at night. So total, maybe you'll do 6 hours, maybe you only do 4 hours in a day. It adds up at $27 an hour. So, but that's what this company. Now, the real money with what I do in the company that I work with is my assigned limo bus. That assigned limo bus is my biggest earner. It goes out the least. I can't count on that work every weekend. Boy, I wish I could, but I can't. It just doesn't. It realistically does not happen. And my shuttle bus will hold up to 33 or 34 people, so it's a big one. And depending on the time of the year, that one will go out between on like a bargain weeknight, about $150 an hour, and with a 4-hour minimum. Now, during prom season, so the kids rent these things and they get all stupid. And I think I actually have a limo prom job coming up this weekend, so I'm kind of looking forward to shooting some video that I legally can. And I'll show you the ins and outs of that limo bus later on this week. It's going to be an awesome video. I'm excited for you to see all this. But in prom season, that limo bus will go out for upwards of between 180 on the low end, or all the way up to about $230, $240 an hour. And with prom, it's if it's a slow, like we're not booked out, it could be up to a 4-hour minimum. But most of the time in prom season, we're booked out 6-hour minimum. So yeah, it adds up. I mean, that's some good money. That's the bread and butter right there. I mean, if you just need a handful of those jobs, and your wages go up, and if you manage your money wisely, you'll have money during the slow time. But that's the way the limo buses work. And the same thing commission wise, 10% of the line item, and then 20% for gratuity figured in. Now, the limo buses, most people will tip you cash on top of it. And I found this to be the case. The drunker they are, the better. Because people get drunk and they forget that tip's included, and they're pretty free with their money at the end of the evening because you've shown them a good time and they like it. So that's kind of the ins and outs of pay that I can think. If I missed anything or you have any questions, if you leave it in the comments, I'll be more than happy to answer anything you ask me on that. The only other thing I might want to add, you might want to think about this. Think about yourself. Do you like people? Some people don't like people. We got a gentleman that works with us. I don't know how come he works with us. He does not like people. His idea of a good run is like today. Drop some people off, sit around for a few hours or more and get paid because he doesn't want to be around the people. He doesn't like people. But if you like people and you're genuine and you like them and you're a people person, you're going to do well in this business because you set the tone for the trip. And it's the same thing driving a school bus with kids. You set the tone. If you're having a bad day and you're not doing so good, the kids pick up on it, and before you know it, done. The day's shot. These buses, same doggone thing. I roll up this morning, pick these people up at a hotel, greet them good morning. Hey, we're going to have a good day today. It's going to be a fun trip over. The weather's good. It's clear. We're going to get to see some stuff, go over a new bridge. Talk it up. That's how you get people recommending you again. I'm not saying that these corporate people are going to tip you because they're not. They're not going to tip you. But the coordinator for these events, because you're always going to have somebody riding on you that's in charge of this thing that more than likely hired you. The better time they have and the more and that they enjoy, they're going to remember it. And guess what? When they call back up to book another event, and I get this, they're going to be like, hey, we did this event out here and we want old Bob back. We had a good time. He's a good driver. And then you get work because if they request you, you get that job. I mean, it's not like they're not going to do it. So anyhow, that's my 2 cents on becoming a limo driver or driving for a limo company. And if I missed anything, put it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer you. But I wish you luck. And it can be a fun job. I have a great time. I'm still working on a video for yesterday, and it's just one example. I got to go to a couple places yesterday that I wouldn't normally get to go to, and that's kind of what it is. It definitely has its perks. So good luck to you. If I can help you out in any way, shape, or form, I'm willing to do it. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Thank you for watching my videos. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all of it. I really, really do. I hope you enjoy these as much as I enjoy putting them together for you.